Welcome back to Sippin the Dry. I'm Sean, and today I have Seth with me, head of the showroom.
Yes, sir.
And an avid kayak enthusiast. You're always out on the water in this boat.
That exact boat, and by all means, I absolutely love kayaking. It's a great sport, great activity, good way to stay active, and really does help when it comes to fishing.
True. Well, obviously, if you haven't figured it out, this episode is kayak and fishing. Yeah, kayak fishing. Sorry.
Yeah, you're good.
I'm so excited. We're actually on location. There is a hatch going on behind me.
We got Tim in the water trying to catch some smallmouth and rock bass.
It's pretty good.
How's the water out there?
Is it chilly?
Whiffs a cast. It's fine. It happens.
That's awesome. I'm so excited to get down there.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's get into this.
Yes, sir. So,
this thing is huge. How long is this?
So that's a 10-foot. Fishing kayaks will range anywhere from, I've seen them at 9 feet, all the way up to, I think the largest I've seen is like a 13 and a half.
Oh my good.
Which is just going to give you more stable, or a more stable float, a little better action.
Okay.
Most of the time when you're getting up that big into a kayak, you're looking at, mostly ocean kayaks. They'll have pedal drives,
the bigger
engines,
ones.
And yeah.
Put a little trolling motor on the back here?
Oh, by all means, you can.
Okay.
That's kind of the really nice thing about kayaks is that they're super versatile in the sense of they can get to really hard to reach areas. By all means, it's a great exercise just with the paddling, but having that option to either put, a small trolling motor or
after
drift
work.
Shoots or, exactly.
You can go down
paddle
the river
upstream, or you can just, buzz up with that trolling motor and work your way back down and just kind of hit the same hole about 3 or 4 times and then move on.
That'd be good.
It's super efficient. It's an all-around fun time.
And it's not that heavy, but it is heavy enough that you have a cart.
I do have a cart. Actually, one of our other coworkers, he got this for his originally, but his kayak was too big for it.
Oh my goodness.
So
you're talking about Steve, and Steve does saltwater.
I'm talking about Steve. So Steve's out there. He's usually doing mangrove stuff, getting back and trying to hit some snook, reds, the bigger species.
The bigger species.
We're out here trying to catch the tarpon of the Midwest.
Yes.
Rock bass. Rock bass.
Rock bass. I know there's some in there right now.
Oh, I'm waiting for Tim, but he is absolutely having a ball out here with all these spinners around him.
All right, so I'm gonna go kayak fishing. What do I need? What do I have to have?
So bare essentials, the things that you really are gonna want on the boat, whether it's a dry bag, box, something to keep, an extra spare change of clothes, some drinks, food,
phone, your wallet, I would say.
Wallet, just all the important things that are gonna help you along the way, but help keep you safe. You do have to have a flotation device.
In the boat.
In the boat. Or on you.
I would prefer it to be on
you. Life jackets are always a must. If not, just having any actual registered, qualifying flotation device is going to be fine.
True.
But it's really there for safety and for you.
Boating accidents are very unfortunate.
It takes one bad rock, one bad log, and you're flipped over, not knowing where you are, bump your head.
Yep. And the river can be unpredictable.
Save your life. It really can.
Yep.
We got some rain coming through last night, so we have a pretty good flow right now. So the water conditions are going to vary. So staying safe out in the water is number one priority.
Yeah. Check where you're going.
Check where you're going. There's always going to be a bunch. USGS does a bunch of water flow tables.
Yep. They'll tell you in the water.
Temps, they'll tell you everything. How fast it's moving.
How high it is.
Exactly.
From where it normally is.
Yes, sir.
And if you don't know how to read that, feel free to reach out to your local fly shop, or you can give us a call. We can we can read it for you.
The DNR is also a really good option. They will always be able to tell you, and they'll be like, yeah, it's a good day, or no.
Yeah.
But this weather right now is just impeccable. There's not a cloud in the sky.
It is a beautiful spring morning.
It really is. But yeah, kayak fishing. We started doing this 5-6 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys did. I've been doing it for about 3 years when we do the Armada floats, as we call it.
The Armada floats.
Everybody gets their boat out, and we have our own kayak hatch.
We do have our own little kayak hatch. We'll usually get 8 or 9 of us out, just within our own little vessels, and we just go out to have a good time.
Yep, it is good. We usually make a whole day of it. We say it's only going to be 4 or 5 hours, but 12, 13 hours later when you're tired and thirsty, inevitably thirsty. Oh, there's a spinner right there.
Bring water. Water's the most important thing. You will get dehydrated out here because, I mean, granted, there's not going to be a whole lot of cover. Yeah, you're going to hit some shade spots here and there, but most of the time on rivers around, at least out here in Ohio, you're going to be out in some direct sunlight.
Absolutely, and that brings me to the next thing, sunscreen.
You're not stronger than the sun.
No, you're not.
You're not.
And
I've tried, didn't work.
It will burn you, especially if you're on the water, because that light just reflects right off the river.
It does.
And it will burn you 3 times faster. And it hurts. I think it hurts worse. I don't know. Because normally I have the sit-in, so I'll have my legs dangle out.
True.
And just right down here, down the front, we'll get sunburned. Oh, my Lord. Wearing pants is terrible.
That's another good point is why go with the sit-on-top kayak versus
the
sit-ins? By all means, you can fish from a sit-in kayak with no problem.
I do.
Does it all the time. But that being said, there are going to be its advantages to going with a sit-on-top style kayak, just because, A, you're higher up on the water. So this is going to sit about a foot higher than a sit-in. So, I mean, you're just going to have a better vantage point. You're going to be able to see through the water and kind of, it's going to be easier to sight fish and gauge what's going on. Yeah. You're just going to be more intuitive to what's around you.
True.
Along with that, I mean, there are definitely going to be those hot days where I like to just kick my legs over and get some water on the feet and cool off a little bit. This would
get warm. I have a sit-in and it can get warm.
This can get warm on the surface, but you're really not going to be touching a whole lot of it just because you are going to be moving a lot. Great thing about this one, when I'm going down the river, it's super stable, so I'll stand up on it, so I'm getting a really good top-down view on these fish.
Which is something I can't get from my sit-in because I can't stand. There's no way.
You can, but it's definitely going to be a little more challenging.
I get into my boat, I just go into it with the mentality, I'm getting wet.
Because these are built out more so in that shape of a paddleboard. They're wider, they're longer.
That's why you have this, there's a place here, it's a 4-foot section by 2 foot, and it's got the padding here.
It's got the foam padding, so you got better traction when it gets wet.
Yeah. And it's got plugs in there. What are the plugs for?
The plugs, I mean, granted, it is a hollow boat, so it is all one kind of concealed and closed vessel. So by all means, to get this thing to sink, I got to pop a hole in it. But that being said, those plugs do let water come in and out. So, if you flip it and you have a bunch of water in the boat and you just want to get it out, or I pop them open every once in a while when I'm just going down so I can have water coming up through it.
Cool you down a little bit.
It does.
And it probably helps you stabilize too.
Yeah, very much so.
That's awesome.
Yeah, between air pockets, you have plenty of tie-down space on a lot of these kayaks, so, taking a cooler with you is always an option.
Right back here.
Keeps everything safe, collected all in one area, and it's actually surprisingly easy to maneuver around inside of this.
Really? When you're on the water, you say?
When you're on the water, being able to turn around and just know that it's not going to tip on you, because I've gone down the river exactly kind of how you are right here and fished. Little side saddle action.
I like it.
It was fun.
That does sound fun.
It really is. And I mean, it's just a good activity. It gets you outside, and it's an all-around, it's a good exercise, it's a good workout.
Absolutely.
Get a friend, go out with a buddy.
I think you should always go out with a friend. Not only is it more fun, but I believe it's safer.
It is a lot safer, because, in the event one of us falls in, you got at least someone to help you.
Help you out, yeah. And that's what we're all about, safety. So let's say,
by all means,
we're about to hit this water. All right.
Yes.
What am I looking for? I see we got a hatch, a really good spinner hatch going on behind us here.
Really good spinner hatch. With this kind of water flow that's going on right here behind us, you're going to be looking for a little bit more of those kind of slack pools where they're going to come around a bend, or, say looking on the outside of this pylon right behind us here. When you get past it, the water's going to slow down just on the back side of it. So a lot of these fish, to get out of this current, are going to be in some of those more so kind of slack tide pools.
Okay.
Those are what you're really.
So I'm going to want to throw. Am I going to want to throw a popper? Am I going to want to throw a streamer?
This time of year,
top water.
I know a lot of these smallmouth and rock bass are going to be bedding and getting their spawn season on. So trying to come through here and throw a popper and get the attention of one, you can do it. Are they more likely to eat it? Not necessarily. It's just going to be a little bit more of a finicky time for these fish. So, I mean, crawfish patterns, bait fish patterns are probably going to work better for you.
Okay.
Just with this kind of water speed, that popper is going to go zipping across the top.
Very quickly, very quickly. And it's kind of, we are kind of moving. You said we got some rain.
We did get some rain, so there's a pretty decent flow out there right now.
It's kind of chocolate milky. Once you get out there into the deeper parts.
Yeah, and it's going to be like that for probably 2 or 3 days before it starts really settling down.
True. So right around for us to go back to work on Monday.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to be aiming for the banks.
Aiming for the banks.
Vegetation.
We're looking for vegetation right now. I mean, everything's booming.
Yeah.
So
it's spring. Everything's alive. Get out there.
Oh, yeah.
Get after it.
It's a good time. Get out. Funny enough, right before we started shooting this, we had, a family of tubers coming through?
Yeah, we had a kayak hatch or tube hatch.
The tube hatch.
The tube hatch, so multiple hatches going on, people.
A lot of them.
You got to get out there. It's wild.
Yeah, and I mean, by all means, it is kind of like a community in a sense. You're going to go out there and you're going to meet other people on the water fishing. I couldn't tell you the amount of people I've ran into, and they're like, oh, what are you throwing? What are you catching?
Yep.
So it is a really nice group of people.
Different culture too.
It is a lot of different culture.
We talked about that last time.
You're gonna meet a lot of different people doing this, and
that are willing to help.
Always
willing to help. Fly fishermen, they're usually pretty nice.
Usually, yeah.
Usually.
Just don't hit their holes.
Just like with anything else, you're gonna find those one couple guys.
Yeah.
Don't let that deter you.
No.
Most of us fly fishermen.
It's a blast, and you don't even have to fly fish from it. You can conventional fish.
Or you can just enjoy time quietly.
Out in the water. I mean, I couldn't tell you the amount of times, because, like, by all means, I love fishing. And catching a fish is so much fun.
Same.
But as long as I catch a fish, I'm happy.
That's a +1 for the day.
It really is. If I go out and I'm kayak fishing and I catch a fish and I'm with 3 or 4 other people, I'll put my rod down and just kind of float alongside.
Laugh and hang out.
You'll see Sean and I. We'll be out there shooting the shit.
We got the cottonwood falling all around us. I just recently found there. It is right there.
Spinner.
Little spinner.
Hey, there we go.
Huh, that's awesome. All right, I'm literally vibrating to go fish. So we need to go get my kayak out of the truck and get it in the water, and then get this one in. So is there anything else that we can leave our fine fans at home as they make their way out to the rivers?
Stay safe, have fun, don't be a nuisance. If you see trash, pick it up. Keep the waterways clean.
Always, yeah. You should always do that wherever you go. Leave it better.
Look around you.
Than where you found it.
Look around, see around, venture out there, see if there's any other, kayak groups, fishing groups that do stuff all the time.
Yeah. A lot of your liveries around here will, if you pay them a small fee, they will take you and your vessel up the way, and then you just
liveries are always a really good option for getting in, and then you don't have to worry about having another person setting up a pickup vehicle on a drop off, and
that can be quite a hassle.
It can be. It usually takes about an hour and a half to get set, fully set up and onto the water. So
start early.
It is just a process. Starting early is always going to be your best option.
It's going to be cooler.
It is going to be cooler in the morning. You're going to get off the water around 3 or 4 o'clock, so it's going to be hot.
And then it's going to be hot then. But
by all means, bring food, bring water. Bring an extra pair of clothes.
Yep.
Keep them somewhere dry.
In your truck, in your car.
In your car, anywhere. God, what else am I
That life vest, man. We cannot stress that enough. Here at ReelFlyRod, safety is huge.
We can't. And I mean, by all means, it is a law in the state of Ohio. You have to have it on the boat. Preferably on you.
You don't have to have lights on a motorless.
Motorless, I mean, by all means, I don't technically think you have to register them. I always do. You're always better off to do it. It's just going to keep you out of trouble.
Mm-hmm. And you just look more responsible, and that's, we all want to look responsible.
Really, the thing about it is, if you see a bunch of kayaks coming down the river and you're fishing, they're not going to ruin your hole. It's going to be okay. Give it 10, 15 minutes to die back down and go right back into it.
Yep. Chill out, look through your flies, check your leader. Eat some lunch.
Do some checks.
Let the
pull off on a
pass.
bank. Whenever you go out there and you're always gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna go out here for 3 hours, 4 hours. Just know it's gonna be about 8.
Yeah. You're gonna be out longer than you thought you were because something is going to happen. Maybe not bad, but you could get into some fish. River could be slow. You
drop a rod.
Take out, put back in because you have to get around these rifts. If you're ever unsure about a rift, or any of where the water gets unstable, you see rocks, you can physically hear it.
Pull off to the side and double check.
I do.
You never know what's going on under the water.
And there's no reason to find out.
Exactly. I'm trying to think of what else there is. Rod management. So nice thing about this one, it's going to come with 2 rod holders, and they actually have hook keeps on them as well.
That's awesome.
So it helps give it another point of contact with the boat. So, I mean, it is super secure. It's going to keep your rod safe. Other than that, I mean, if you want to take out 1 or 2, The tip will be
put the
pointing
rod
straight up,
straight in
and
the air.
you're gonna be moving under some taller branches. So most of the time, if I'm, staging wise, it's a really good spot to put some rods
Absolutely.
before getting in.
Yep.
But once you're kind of moving down on the water, there is plenty of space on the side here that you can kind of set your rod down in and just put the tip out the front. You're just less likely to break it. You can see everything that's coming towards you.
Yeah.
Because granted, I couldn't tell you the amount of times I've almost snapped a tip.
Yep. Or I mean, your fly falls off into the water.
Oh,
it
it
gets
gets
connected,
hooked on one thing.
and then
just throw the fly inside the boat, and you're perfectly fine.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean,
again, safety
you're
is
gonna
key.
be constantly doing something.
Yep.
So you're always gonna be on edge, always on toe, looking around you, trying to see a fish jump, try to see what's moving in the water,
Talking to your buddies.
talking to your buddies.
You know,
maybe drinking a beer here and there.
slow is smooth, and smooth is fast. That's the efficiency here. So
It
just
really
be sure
is.
what you're doing.
You can hit so much more bodies of water because I mean, between river fishing, lake fishing, big ponds, there's just gonna be areas that John boats can't really get to.
Yeah. The
Actual bass boats can't get back in there. People on, I mean, there's going to be rafts and drift boats and stuff like that. But
Yep.
by all means, if you're looking for something that is just a fun time, a good exercise, a
escape.
nice way to make friends,
it is.
but also be able to get to some of those harder to reach places safely
Yep.
without trespassing. I think most all waterways, in Ohio at least, are going to be public access. They're not
Absolutely.
owned by anyone. You're not going to be trespassing.
Nope. Nope. You're good to go.
But yeah, I mean,
But always
there's
check
so
your
many,
routes.
so many different options for these different
Yeah.
boats and stuff.
Yeah. Sorry, didn't mean to, pop in there, but I keep a map in my bag of whatever waterway because I have a bunch. Everybody, I know at the shop we have some of our local waterways, and I try to keep track on there where we are, so I know if my phone dies. GPS doesn't always work out here. You got to know where
is
you
true.
are and how far you got to go.
That's probably another good one. Kind of
Flashlights.
how to find places.
Yeah. Google Maps.
Google Maps is going to be your best
That's
friend.
what I do.
It's going to show you. Most all of them are going to be marked as boat drop-offs or boat put-ins.
Yep.
So, I mean, by all means, you'll see them, and they're all kind of staged within 2 to 3 miles away from each other.
Yep. So you're not on the river super long. You
Exactly.
You
And
can
so
plan easy trips.
Most all stretches are going to have, you put in here, but you'll have a takeout 2 miles down, 4 miles down, 6 miles down.
Typically near bridges or roads.
Exactly.
That's
so whenever
normally,
you see a bridge coming
landmarks.
across over top, most of the time when you look around at least the immediate area, there's going to be an area where you can pull off and
Yep.
get out and have a nice little pickup. Oh,
Yep.
looks like Tim's going to take a nap over there.
He's waiting on us to get out of here too.
Yeah.
All right,
Well,
Sethers.
hey, anything else you can think of that we may or may not have missed?
Well, I'll tell you what. If you have any more questions, and that's
Put them
you
down
fans,
there in the comments.
put them down there in the comments, and we will get back to you on the spot. Because Tim is Jimmy on the spot with that, and he loves it.
Oh, he is. And
he loves
by
to
all
answer
means, we are
questions.
all for the feedback. Just let us know what you're
100%.
liking.
Yeah.
Things you want to see in the future.
You want to see me do anything different? You want to see me bring anybody else?
Yeah.
You want to see Seth do it with me every time? You want to see Tim do it with me? You want to see more of us? You want to see all of us get together?
True.
That would be great. So
That'd
just
be a
let
good
us
one.
know.
Big, huge shout out to the Buff Club. Same with MVFF.
Yep.
Miami Valley Fly Fishers. So there's just going to be, we have a lot of different groups around here that do water cleanup. The Ohio Madmen for one.
Yeah. Yeah.
So a lot
We've
of
worked with them.
these groups and organizations are, keeping people in the sport, always trying to reach out and find new people, but
Keeping our
really
waterways
being that
clean.
conservation side of things is huge.
Sorry about that.
We all love fishing.
It's another hatch coming. We got to wrap this up real quick.
The truckers are on their way.
Get all the way down the river.
Exactly. But
All right.
yeah. So yeah, find a local group, get active,
Have fun. Be
be safe, don't be a nuisance.
Don't be a nuisance. Hey,
Right on.
I love it. I love you guys.
Thanks
We'll
for
see you
joining us
soon.
today.
Thank you.